Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh. Hashem Yahweh Shah, Hashem Dash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Salutations. Also go out to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth across four corners of the earth. Alright, trying to make up the remaining, hopefully elect. Alright, because time is of the urgency, and it is short. This is Naaman of the DC camp. And this video here is going to be about Joe Brown. For those of you that don't know, he's running for mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. Alright. So, in this particular caller, is one of them folks from the Skittles Nation. You know, the sweet ones. For those of you that watch those Dr. Pepper commercials. But, yeah. At some point, you get tired, and this person here calling in, you know, is putting up this front like they're trying to be so exotic, and, you know, and the judge sees right through that, and it's kind of entertaining. But what's not entertaining is what we see on a daily basis. Just leaving camp today, we, you know, happen to see something, you know, you wish you didn't see. But, yeah, now you know how Lot felt. That's what the apostles on down had stressed, especially Elder Apostle Tahar. You know, when you read these scriptures, put yourself there, all right, as you're reading this, as much as you can, you know, like you're there, all right, and it helps. So you can imagine where it says, you know, what Lot had to endure, you know, the filthy conversation of the wicked, meaning the conduct. All this crap that you see, the fact that they come out saying that in these various parades that these things have about coming after the children, that's a declaration of war, which they did officially and in writing in 1987. They actually drafted up a manifesto. It's known as the Gay Manifesto. Look it up. There's two of them. One from 1970 and the one from 1987. Man. But these are things that they're not going to tell you. They're not going to bring this up. You have to research them for yourself. All right? And this is what our people get also for letting everybody join with us. What do we have to do with people like that? The more and more you hear them, especially what's going down in Florida now, because now they issued this travel advisory, and the way they worded it, it said for, how was it? For Black Americans and gays. Like they're constantly trying to merge the two. And you know what? You're stupid motherfuckers like those so-called educated in our community. Alright, that probably more than likely compromised when they went to these universities and joined these Greek organizations. Alright, like the scriptures say, there's no new thing under the sun. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Alright. Read the Maccabees starting at the beginning. Chapter 1, verse 1 on down. Alright. And when you get to the 15th verse, it tells you our people joined with these motherfuckers. They made pacts. Alright. P-A-C-T-S with these motherfuckers. Alright. To join with them in their wickedness. And this has continued. Alright. That's why you have that big gap between Malachi and Matthew. It's not all that history that's missing, and how our people got Hellenized, all right? And it still continues to this day with these Greek organizations, these fraternities, all right? Well, let's go ahead and roll this. I didn't want to take too long on this. Just bear those scriptures in mind when you when you hear this Wow.
Trans, I thought you dropped down, and I'm sorry I didn't see you up there. Go ahead, Francis, and then Callie had her hand up. So Callie, you'll be the last one. Go ahead, Francis. Unmute, Francis. Can you hear me?
Unmute.
Oh, hello. Hi, Miss Dana, and thank you for letting me talk. I was actually just sitting back, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I hope Miss Dana hasn't forgotten me. But I just wanted to say again, thank you for letting me talk, and hi to everybody. And also something that just my observation. Like I'm just going to respectfully say it because you're an elder, but Mr. Joe Brown, like sometimes I sit back and I listen to you sometimes talk, and I'm just like, he comes off very misogynistic, very transphobic as well, and you don't seem very progressive in your thinking at times, and I'm just like, what is that? Thingy, I just, like, it just kind of bothers me, and like when you say stuff like, oh, you know, those like women, you talk about women or black women, and you say stuff like, oh, they should what you call it, they should force guys to be straight, and I feel like, you know, those are the types of pressures which cause issues within especially black and other melanated communities where men and guys are
I'm sorry, but you're off the subject, and please stop attacking our elder.
All right, let her finish. Let her.
Let it finish.
I'm gonna let her finish, and then I'm gonna let you.
Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. But again, I don't know where that came from, but but I was just saying that it just comes off very problematic, and I don't know what's funny, but when I just observe,
you're not.
Wait, trans.
What? Just stop.
Stop. Everybody stay on their mic. Stop.
Okay,
so
Mary.
What did you say? Because it's not the topic, and you are accusing him of something that he did not even mention. So where's this coming from?
Actually, yes, ma'am. Like respectfully, he actually did mention something similar to that. Maybe it might have not been like before me, but I heard it earlier in the space.
What did he say?
He said something about
stop giving us the pretend voice and give us what you really sound like.
What's that supposed to mean? I don't understand.
You're faking. So, okay, what you're faking your identity. You hate yourself. So exactly what is it that I am doing to you that...
Wait, what do you mean by I hate myself? I want to ask.
Do to yourself. See, my business is about getting people accountable. You're shirking your responsibility. See, you are... What do you call yourself?
What do you mean, what do I call myself?
Yeah, what do you call yourself? Obviously, if you're so supportive of trans, it's not what you got presented with the first time you became self-aware and you saw what kind of equipment you had between your thighs. What does your DNA show? DNA tells no lies.
The transphobia. You see the transphobia, the attacks. You see exactly what I'm talking about.
What does your DNA declare you to be?
You know, you see the deflection. He just asked a simple question. What is your DNA? What does your chromosome say? What are you? XX, XY, you know, female or male, respectively. All right? Those don't lie. And then they had, whatever it is, had to deflect.
I tried to be very nice and respectful.
No, I'm not talking about that.
What you're doing.
What does your DNA say you are?
You know, and that's...
his DNA tells no lies about what's supposed to be between the thighs. Now, what do you do?
Do you know all my exact chromosomes? You've never done that to me.
What in the devil are you supposed to do? What is your birth certificate say?
Let me tell you something, and that's exactly why I hope you don't win. You better not become mayor.
What does it say?
I hope you do not win, and you are not going to win.
I know you're not, and frankly, I don't give a damn.
You are not going to win, and I promise.
By the way, do you support this thing that your folks go in and read to these children, and why should they be reading to your children?
I definitely don't support you becoming mayor, and
I didn't ask you that.
And you are not going to win.
Again, a simple question. Do you support these trans people going into schools reading to children? Can't get a direct answer.
No, you're not going to win.
Fellow
So
runners going in and recruiting kids. Why do they need to recruit them?
you are very problematic, and
Excuse me, problematic. I am a man. I've stood up to the plate. I've had them throw bitches at me. Not your kind, but life. And I've made some own runs.
Excuse me, what is supposed to mean by your kind? Is that
You are a person who are elected to do something. You're not standing up doing what your responsibilities account for you. You see, in other words,
Simply put, you're born a man, be a man. You're born a woman, be a woman.
you are shirking your responsibility. You're taking.
Are you paying my bills?
Out. So, in other
Are you
words,
paying my bills?
Let me ask you this: would you get up off of the lifeboat seat and give it to a woman and a child and drown with the ship, or are you gonna put a dress on and sneak your way up in there?
What does that have to do with anything? You see that?
It has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with it.
The same reason why what you brought to the table has nothing to do with what we were talking about. See, that's what they do. They come in and they crowbar that agenda into conversations that had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with anything that we were talking about, and you just crowbarred that in and completely derailed the conversation.
He talked about it. He mentioned it earlier, actually. So that's how he talked about it.
Telling people to man up is not anti-trans.
Look, in the Memphis community, you aren't even an 1/8% of the population. In the United States, you don't even amount to 0.5% of the population.
Oh, yeah.
You get to interject yourself in here because you make a choice.
Well, regardless of the percentage, the Memphis people are not going to vote you in. So.
Oh,
yeah.
hell with you. I'm the only person in 164 years to win every ward and precinct in a contested election in the county.
Wow.
And I have made no secret of the fact that I call the people to stand up and honor their duty, honor, and obligation to others. And you hate yourself so badly that you reject what you were born to be, and you want to be something else. So we don't need any more self-hate interjected in our community. We need people who love themselves and love other folks. And you're selfishly trying to get away from what you ought to be doing. You're trying to manifest what you hate you are, and that is a sick thing to foster on everybody else. And you're pushing to read to children so they can be converted to your screwed up way of thinking. You're trying to go out here because you can't succeed in boys' sports, put on bras, claim to be girls, and beat up on the women in women's sports. No, that's not right. And it doesn't have anything to do with you being a homosexual, if you are. You can get your freak on in your bedroom. That's your damn business to nobody else. But keep out of everybody else's bedroom and quit trying to shove it down everybody else's throat and quit trying to steal our children and make them as sick as you are. See,
Good point. Something else we discussed. But I'm going to get this scripture here because we didn't at camp. And this is exactly what they're doing. Remember, you're playing with polar opposites here. All right? Where you have righteousness, you have wickedness. So what they're doing, what it tells you here to do in righteousness, what they're going to do in wickedness. This is Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. That's why they're trying to get him early, because people now, they can't just roll over them and push that agenda because you got too many people that, hey, they grew up, they weren't with that shit and still aren't. All right. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. See? And this next verse is what these motherfuckers do through they being wealthy. All right, they're just trying to enforce this shit on people. They're making people make a choice, just like they did with the DVOC 19. Well, if you don't do this, you're going to lose your job. And unfortunately, people have acquired much debt. And they're to the point where They don't want to lose what they've acquired over the years, not realizing that that was going to be used against them eventually. 7, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender, especially with Jake. Alright? So let's go back to the video. Got a little bit left.
See, I'm about the generation that said, I'm black and I'm proud, or I'm brown and I'm proud, or I'm red and I'm proud, or I'm yellow and I'm proud, or hell, I'm an American and I'm proud. And you coming in here, I hate what I am. Oh my God, I want to be something else. We don't need that. You see, that's your right under the First Amendment to express whatever in the hell you want to express. But guess what? It's our right to push back, too. So we have to deal with the fact that we need men who stand up and make where they live better, safer, and more secure places. We need women who do the same damn thing and also deal with raising the children to be effective and functional adults. And you're running around doing none of the rest of it. And on top of it, you're screwing up something Mother Nature took 4.5 billion years to make. In other words, birds that are the boy birds don't look like the girl birds. They don't sound like them. The lions don't look like the lionesses. And human males and females do not look like each other when they're naked. And as a cultural artifact, since we only get naked when we're in our bedroom, running around the house chasing our lovers, or we're in a resort or at the right kind of beach, we make our clothes match what's underneath. And you fake that so nobody looks at anybody. And the boys and girls who are about to start courting, they can't, because they can't look at each other and engage in girl watching and boy watching anymore, because they don't know what the hell they're looking at, because you're kind of faking it. Turn around. Oh man, that's fine. Damn, that's the dude.
And I just want to
You're ruining it because you're selfish. You're ruining it for everybody. So no, people don't have to like you. And you have a right to do what you want to do, an absolute right. But it doesn't make it the correct thing to do just because you have a right. Do what you ought to do. Accept your responsibilities instead of trying to run and hide from it and sound like you. That's why I said, talk like you really talk instead of trying to fake it like everybody know what you're doing. That's put on. Like we can't tell.
I want to say.
So I mean, it's your business.
Can you hear
but
me?
I mean, the rest of us don't have to go for it.
I'm sorry, Judge.
And we have our children to think about. And we want them to know boys and girls 101 A and B so they can get along with each other. Because, by the way, the hardest thing you'll ever deal with is...
I can hear you.
The hardest thing you'll have to deal with as a normal human being, as an adult, is learning to deal with the opposite sex. You've decided to just fake it and try to help everybody else not fake it, but get confused. Go get some treatment.
I'm
Judge,
getting
can you
my
hear me?
We've had enough of you. Out of here. You're out off top.
Can you hear me? Judge, can you hear me?
Now, you're not wanted.
Can somebody tell the judge that I'm trying to talk to him?
Judge, you have a right to be.
He's talking. Miss Dana's talking.
We can hear you.
He's
Just
here.
go down. Miss Dana's trying to talk. Please.
Oh, you've got to talk. Come on, quit faking.
Can somebody tell the judge
What are you supposed to sound
that
like?
he can't hear me?
You don't sound like you came from some place that's part of the British Commonwealth. Judge, you don't do that. You certainly don't sound like a woman. What the hell are you supposed to sound like?
What?
Judge, Dana is trying to communicate with you. She's been calling you. She said,
No, ma'am.
Okay, he can't hear me.
Well, I couldn't hear her. I don't. Let me check the text. Get off.
No, I didn't text him.
Enough for you is enough.
Yeah.
She said she didn't text you yet.
All right, let him know. Tell him to close out the show right now. We want to end it now.
She
So
said close out the show right now. Love you all. Close out the show. Thank you.
Okay, I'll close it out. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We have to understand that we have to indulge folk like this because we have a thing called First Amendment. It is his right to be whatever the hell he wants to be. That doesn't mean it's the correct thing. So when you hear this kind of thing, be firmly committed to being right, standing up for what needs to be done because our children need to be protected. The human race needs to be protected. So when we have somebody that wants to indulge what we have allowed out there and rights that we fervently protect, then that is one of the collateral consequences, a negative collateral consequence to being in a free country, or at least one that could become free. Now, that said, thank you everybody for being here. I think it was an interesting topic, although we got off point a few times, but set of topics. And thank you, Dana, for doing it. And you can...
Yeah, but that's the reason what he keeps referring to. Hold on. The American so-called Constitution. They treat that like that's, they uphold that more than this. And that's what we're trying to tell our people. Our people, this is our Constitution. And it hasn't been amended, even though they've tried. All right. So, straightforward. None of this, adding amendments so they can cover their asses and, so they can create loopholes for them, them folks. So, and that's what scares a lot of people with this book, all right? Like I said, we're talking about people that are totally contrary to the scriptures here. So that's what's going on here. You've got this constant fight, that's been going on. And these, the lowest of the low that have been set up over us. And I'm talking about the nation of Edom, the so-called white people, So their rulership is coming to an end. They can sense it, all right? And we can sense it, all right? So, hey, things about to kick off here. People are just tired, We were talking about something else. I'm not going to put it out there, but don't be surprised if people just start flicking off. All right, because like I said, they declared war on the children. I'm talking about them folks, the Skittles nation. So what do you think's going to happen? And more they're trying to legalize all this shit. Pretty soon it's going to be a P added to LGBTQ. All right. Hey, to the next video. Hey, shalom.